The Champions League is back. Yes! And this season, it's not just bigger, it's different. It's really different. No more groups. We've got a full league format and 4 Bundesliga clubs diving into 8 unique matchups. Today we're breaking down the full list for each of those 4 Bundesliga teams. So that's for FC Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt. But we're not just listing out the games. Oh no, we're digging into the history, the tactical matchups and what these fixtures really mean for each of the clubs on their road to knockout qualification. We can't get done for monetisation, can we, Gonzo? Anyway, let's dig into the video. Let's start then with FC Bayern Munich and we'll go through their fixtures in date order. So first up, they're at home to Chelsea. That's on September 17th. Then they go away to Paphos. That's on 30th of September. Then there's a home tie with Club Brugge or Club Brugge. That's on the 22nd of October. Away to PSG, November 4th. Away to the Arsenal. Isn't that right, Gonzo? Yep, we're looking forward to that one. That's November 26th. Home to Sporting Club de Portugal, home to Sporting. That's 9th of December. Then there's a break. Well, naturally, there's a winter pause, isn't there, in the Bundesliga anyway. But the Champions League, the UCL fixtures, they kick back into life mid-January. So Union, is it Union Saint-Gilloise? USG, that Belgian team. Anyway, yeah, they're playing them at home on January 21st, and then they finish off their round of 8 fixtures in this revamped Champions League format away to PSV on the 28th of January. So there's your fixtures then. Like I say, home to Chelsea, away to Paphos, home to Club Brugge, away to PSG, away to Arsenal, home to Sporting Club de Portugal or Sporting, home to Union Saint-Gilloise or USG, and then away to finish up against PSV in the Eredivisie. Some quick hits then. Bayern crushed Chelsea 7-1. That was in the COVID season of 2020. But Maresca's side, well, they press high and they play with swagger. Don't forget, Big Jim will tell you that Chelsea are indeed the FIFA World Club Cup champions of the world. Yeah, didn't hear the fucking end of that one, did we? And I'm fascinated as to what the dynamic's going to be like in the always Bayern Chelsea household when that fixture rolls around. Yeah, Big Jim up the Chelsea versus Dishy Danny. He's a die-hard FC Bayern Munich fan. That's going to be tasty. As for PSG, well, it's becoming something of a modern day rivalry. Bayern won the 2020 Champions League final, of course, during COVID. That was, didn't we establish that was in Portugal? Yeah, pretty sure it was. Yeah. Might have even been in the Stadium of Light. Might have to fact check that one. Anyway, Bayern won that final in 2020, but lost 2-0 in the recent FIFA Club World Cup, didn't they? Lost 2-0 in the quarter-finals. PSG went on to the final, and of course, Big Jim will give it all that and tell us that Chelsea beat them, didn't they? Beat them in style, to be fair. Swagger, yeah, I like that word. Does fit accordingly with Chelsea's modern day system and play and philosophy under Enzo Maresca. As for Arsenal, yeah, go on then, give it to us. Historically, FC Bayern have dominated Arsenal, but last season, though, that quarter-final was razor tight. It's the tightest one it's been in a very long time. Now, if we apply our tactical lens, it's going to be Vincent Kompany against Mikel Arteta and Luis Enrique, so we can expect possession battles and midfield overloads, the likes of which we'll see Jamal Musiala, hopefully he's fit and back in time. Otherwise, it might well be Nicholas Jackson, might it? Or Serge Gnabry. Who knows who's going to be in that number 10 in that attacking midfield position for FC Bayern. But on paper, it is technically Musiala versus Rice. And then we're going to see a Stanisach versus Hakimi. Hakimi, again, once of Borussia Dortmund. That's just insane there. And then, of course, Harry Kane up against João Pedro. These are duels that will decide the outcome of those fixtures. As for a verdict then, well, Bayern's draw overall is pretty demanding. Vincent Kompany, though, will need to be smart with his rotation, and Dishy Danny goes on about that as well. in that he doesn't see enough rotation, or he hasn't seen enough rotation in this calendar year from Vincent Kompany. PSG and Arsenal, those games, they're going to be statement nights, and anything less than 15 points, it feels like that would be pretty underwhelming for FC Bayern. Moving on to Bayer Leverkusen, their fixtures, again in date order. They go away to Copenhagen, that's September 18th. Then they've got 2 home fixtures on the bounce. 1st of October, it's home to PSV Eindhoven of the Eredivisie, and then they're at home to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain from Ligue 1, that's September 21st. Then 2 away fixtures, away to Benfica on the 5th of November. Bonfire night, yeah. I assume that's celebrated in other cultures around Europe. But anyway, no religion, no politics here. Well, it's neither, is it really? But anyway, it's a pagan festival, I suppose, in the UK. Then they're away to Manchester City. That's the 25th of November. Home to Newcastle, the Toon to Gary's Toon on December 10th. Away to Greece. That's playing Olympiakos. That's after the winter break, so that's on the 20th of Jan. And then their final fixture in this league format is home to Villarreal of La Liga. That's on the 28th of January. Some quick hits then. So PSG, as in Paris Saint-Germain, they thrashed Leverkusen 4-0. That was in 2014. So that's 11 years ago, mind you. Is it time for revenge? You'd think so. It's going to be the first ever competitive meeting in the UCL as well, by the way, between Bayer Leverkusen and Manchester City. So it's Guardiola against the new manager that's just come in, Kasper Hjulmand, and we've done a video on that. I'll link it in the description down below. Yeah, we've done a video about, profiling the man behind the manager that is Kasper Hjulmand that's just come into Bayer Leverkusen. This is going to be pure tactical theatre, by the way. And PSV, with a V, PSV Eindhoven from the Eredivisie, mixed history between these two teams. The last clash ended in a draw. That was between PSV and Bayer Leverkusen. We'd like to put on our tactical lens. So it's going to be interesting with this Kasper Hjulmand. He likes to play a 3-4-3, He's up against Pep Guardiola's fluid build-up of Manchester City. Can Leverkusen disrupt that rhythm, though? We're going to see matchups between the likes of Bade. Lodka Bade has just come in, only from Sevilla. Bade versus Rodri. Lucas Vazquez came in on a free transfer from Real Madrid. Vazquez versus Mendes, and then Equi Fernandez. Again, he's just come in, Argentine player. He's got an engine, and he's got a real fucking tough engine to get box to box to be a crasher. Equi Fernandez versus Ricardo Rios, who of course is coming from Palmeiras. Watch out for those midfield battles. As for a verdict, this, to be fair, feels like a fucking brutal draw. Leverkusen are going to need to win their home games, right? Especially the home games against Newcastle and Villarreal. If they can take some points off Manchester City or Benfica, then they're going to earn some serious respect. We focus now on Eintracht Frankfurt, SGE. We'll go through their fixtures in date order. So they kick off their UCL campaign with a home match against Galatasaray. That's on September 18th. Then they go away to Atletico Madrid. That's an away tie on September 30th. Then they play at home against Liverpool on the 22nd of October. Away to Napoli, 4th of November. A home tie against Atalanta on the 26th of November. Away to Barcelona on the 9th of December. Then we've got that winter pause. Then they come back. The football returns, but they go away, actually. They go away to Karabag, away on the 21st of January, and then they finish off their 8 UCL league matches with a home tie against Spurs. Again, that was a game. This feels like a game that there's going to be. It's a good match. Yeah, there's some scores to be settled there, because of course it was Tottenham. It was Jack's Tottenham that knocked Eintracht Frankfurt out. That was the Europa League, not the Champions League. So again, a different competition. Anyway, just a quick recap on that. So the fixtures are home to Galatasaray, away to Atletico Madrid, home to Liverpool, away to Napoli, home to Atalanta, Atalanta, away to Barcelona, away to Qarabag, and then finish off at home to Tottenham, at home to Spurs. As for some quick hits, well, Napoli crushed Frankfurt 5-0. That was over the two legs in 2023. So this is going to be a redemption story, right? As for Liverpool, again, this will be their first competitive meeting in the Champions League. Of course, the two sides have met before. That was in the 70s. That was in the UEFA Cup. Liverpool won 2-0 over two legs. This is a case of Slot versus Dino Topmuller. It's going to be a press versus transition. That should be exciting to watch. Frankfurt beat Barca 3-2 at the Camp Nou. That was in 22. Can we see lightning strike twice? That'll be brilliant, wouldn't it? Let's put our tactical lens on once again. So we see battles between Chanelzan. He's on fire at the minute, right? 2 goals, 2 assists in his opening 2 Bundesliga games. Chanelzan versus Lobotka. We spotted him, didn't we, the other night? Lobotka playing for Napoli, but more importantly, he was playing for a Slovakia team that beat Deutschland, didn't they? That's right. Slovakia in Bratislava beat Julian Nagelsmann's Deutschland 2-0. Lobotka was in that midfield as a defensive midfielder. We're going to see Johnny Burkout up against Christian Romero. That should be tasty. And then Hugo Larsson, the Swede, against Pedri from Bata. Frankfurt's youth versus the elite experience of these other European teams. Of course, Galatasaray, welcome to hell, as a Mega Dad would quip, right? For Mega Luke's dad. Welcome to hell. It is a hellish atmosphere. Qarabag promises travel nightmare. Barca's a legacy stage. And actually, each away day for Frankfurt brings with it its own unique flavour. Our verdict: Frankfurt, wildcard potential. If Frankfurt can win 3 of their 4 home games, we believe they'll end up being in the mix for a playoff spot. Atalanta's man marking, which they do all over the pitch, by the way. Atalanta's man marking could be a gift, though. Spurs in January could be vulnerable. Could well be vulnerable. Finishing off then with Borussia Dortmund with BVB. We'll go for their fixtures again in date order. So they kick off their UCL campaign with an away trip to Juventus. That's on the 16th of September. Then they're at home against Athletic Club. That's on the 1st of October. They go away to Copenhagen to play FC Copenhagen on the 21st of October. Then they're away again. So back to back, bouncing away trips. Get your ear miles, please. Away to Manchester City. That's on the 5th of November. That's on Bonfire Night. Then they've got 2 home games on the spin at the Westfalenstadion in front of that impressive, impenetrable yellow wall. Let's hope it's impenetrable. There's a home tie against Villarreal on the 25th of November. And then there's a home tie before that winter pause against Bodo Glimt. They're Norwegian masters, aren't they? Yeah, they tripped a lot of teams up last season in the Europa. Europa League, right? That's a tie on the 10th of December. Then we hit pause and then we come back. Well, the Dortmund lads, they either go Channel Tunnel or they fly. Feels more like they're going to fly into London because they've got an away tie with Jack Spurs, with Tottenham. That's on the 20th of January. And then they finish out their 8 league matches in the UCL at home to Inter. That's on the 28th of Jan. Quick recap there because my mind wandered a little bit. So the fixtures from Borussia Dortmund in this year's UCL: they go away to Juventus, they're at home to Athletic Club, they're away to FC Copenhagen, then away also to Manchester City, so 2 away games on the spin, then 2 home games on the spin, home to Villarreal and home to Bodo Glimt, and then they're away to Tottenham, away to Spurs, and then they finish up at home to Inter. Of course, last year's well and truly fucking beaten UEFA Champions League finalist Inter. As for some quick hits, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice snackable data for us both. Dortmund haven't beaten Juve since the 1997 final. Wow, yeah, 1-0 in that final. Must have rubbed it into Bayern Munich though, because it was in the Olympic Stadium, wasn't it? We've been there, by the way. We've been there. City have won 4 out of the last 5 matches against Borussia Dortmund, but Dortmund always seem to find a way to score. And as for Inter, well, Dortmund came back from 2-0 down to beat them 3-2. That was in 2019. 2 goals on that occasion came from Hakimi, who was playing at right back. Let's put on our tactical lens. So we're going to see Niko Kovac against Pep Guardiola, Igor Tudor, and Thomas Frank, because of course Thomas Frank's now the new manager of Tottenham Hotspur. Each game then demands a different shape. We're going to see a matchup between the likes of Serhou Guirassy and Alexander Bastoni. Julian Brandt versus Tajan Reinders. Oh, Brandt against Reinders. That sounds epic. And then Valdemir Anton trying to cope with Louis Openda. Speed versus structure. Of course, Louis Openda moved on from RB Leipzig. He's gone to join the old lady of Juventus. That transfer went through in the summer. We've got a full video on that coming. There will be a link to that. We'll post it on X. We'll post it on YouTube as and when that video drops. It's effectively a Bundesliga summer transfer special. It's quite long, but it's worth it. Going back to the Champions League then, our verdict for Borussia Dortmund, sneaky tough draw. Yeah, sneaky tough draw. Juve and Manchester City away, they're brutal ties, but the home ties versus Bodo, Glimt and Villarreal, well, that offers a chance to build some momentum. Dortmund need 5 wins as a minimum to avoid the playoff round. We think they'll break through. Yeah, we think they'll go through without the need for a playoff. So there you have it. 4 German clubs, 8 fixtures each, and a whole lot of history, tactics and drama. We love the drama, and drama behind every matchup. This new league format changes everything. There's no more safety nets. Every point matters. Every away day could prove decisive, and every tactical tweak couldn't be the difference between a top 8 finish and early elimination. Let's just go through a quick recap then. So FC Bayern Munich are going to be looking to build towards a top 4 finish. Borussia Dortmund have the firepower, but they just need some consistency. Eintracht Frankfurt, they could surprise everyone if they defend their home turf of the Wahl Stadion. And Bayer Leverkusen, what do we expect from Bayer Leverkusen? Well, their draw is fucking brutal. But if the new incoming head coach, Kasper Hjulmand, gets it right, then Leverkusen could well be writing the story of this season's UEFA Champions League. Which fixtures are you most hyped for, though? Which manager do you trust more to navigate the chaos? And who's your dark horse or dark eagle? You know what you can do, can't you? You can let me know in the comment section down below, because it's got your name written all over it. And don't forget, smash that like, hit that subscribe, and spread the word when you're out and about and in with a shout. And don't go away. Don't go anywhere. Look up here. Get your eyes up here, because here is a curated playlist of every single Bundesliga video that we've put together, and you can watch it whenever you want. Thanks for showing up, as you do with every single video.